ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Undead Unluck. But honestly, before we get into this episode, why aren't more people watching this show? This is such a fun show. The premise, the power system, the characters, the comedy, the seriousness, the intriguing things are right here, and we're just 6 episodes in, especially after last episode. And here also there seems to be something more even to Andy, and the animation is great, the direction, just more people need to watch Undead Unluck. This show is so fun, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And just watch it, just give it a try to at least get to episode 5. This is so fun. But let's get into this episode and see how the first quest is going to go, because this is gonna be in 2 or 3 parts depending. This is just the first part of this spoil arc, so to say. Now we see them in Nevada, and Nevada looks great. They're going after spoil, and apparently there was an incident also in New York with rotten corpses, the zombie episode, so to say, here. But what I really liked more, before we get into the plot and quest, are the interactions between the characters. Fuko and Andy are great. We've gotten used to them, but Andy left behind Shen. They went on the truck and he just left him behind. But of course he followed, and I like how he was hanging on the roof of the truck there with his feet, digging a hole. So yeah, Shen also a great character. But here I like how Shen was a bit of the voice of the reason in this episode, which I feel is kind of needed, but also he got volunteered for this mission and he has another reason to be here. We're gonna get into that. Now he expands a bit what spoil actually means, to decay or to rot. And one of the best things in the entire episode, I have to give it to when Shen talked about the investigation team that went ahead to see how things are, and they died. And I like how Fuko, her first reaction was like, are they okay? She was actually worried instantly. I like that caring side from her. But the scene was so good, how they handled it. Felt like a horror movie a bit there, showing the dashboard of the car, everything, the scenes, the cinematography, the camera there, the sound was on point. It kind of felt like you're watching a zombie horror movie and you're just hearing the sounds of people getting infected and dying. But here is the curious thing that happened in this episode. Shen talking to Andy, telling him, you might need to go all out against this. I'm like, wait, what does Shen know about Andy? What does that mean? Maybe there's more power to this, something else. Maybe Andy hasn't been fully forthcoming about his power or anything along those lines. A lot of things were firing up in my head. But you also get a bit more expanded into that later when Shen went out to comfort Fuko when she couldn't sleep. But she wants to help Andy to get his goal, for them to get that reward for the case location of on repair, to get a hint for Andy to be able to die, which is kind of bittersweet, considering I know that Andy probably got tired of life considering how much he has lived, but Fuko really got attached. Probably one of the most faithful meetings, so to say, between 2 characters. I love their dynamics. But I also want Andy to achieve his goal, but I also don't want him to achieve his goal. Mainly because of Fuko, and for him, maybe he's gonna find a reason to leave. But that's probably into the future. Now, what Shen said here that was curious, saying, of course, he was only volunteered by Andy for the mission early in last episode, but he also wants to see him. And he said Vic Thor, or was that just Victor and the translation Haddish, or is it actually Vic Thor, related to Thor? I have no idea, as in the god of victory. And they showed a bit the camera with Andy. Is Andy this Victor? Was he this Victor? Is he related to this Victor? Or is that just a title for him, considering his past, how long he has lived? So there's a lot more to Andy, which I'm happy about. We don't know a lot about his past, and I'm very curious right now, and especially with Shen. But that's probably gonna be revealed later on, or maybe we're actually gonna see Andy go full out against spoil. But maybe later. Now they finally reach the town, and honestly this episode just made me like and love Andy even more. They had the containment area there, and just how are we gonna get in? The direct approach is the best one. He just pulls out random an RPG, shoots the wall, and then zombie starts breaking out. And that was so good and so fun. GIGACHAD, and you're like, can they even be helped? Can they revert back? No, Shen confirmed it's impossible, so there's no saving them once they're transformed. So what's the point of holding back? Then we have an amazing scene, and yeah, running a truck through zombies has to be one of the fantasy in a zombie apocalypse. He just proceeds to ram them all, and I was laughing so much. That was awesome. I love the direct approach into characters here a lot, and Andy's so great. And even after that, he goes in the middle of all of the zombies, starts using his powers, blood ring, starts spinning. It felt like I was watching a whirlwind something from a game with full of blood and cutting left and right. He decimates the zombie there. That was an awesome scene to see, and I love Andy. What can I say? GIGACHAD of a character in a zombie world. But also he finds a sort of partial zombie, one that had a bit of conscious to it here, a girl. And after this, what I liked, that throughout everything here, Andy was still thinking about Shen's powers, how it works. When Shen told him, hey, let's calm down, let's talk a bit about this takes a bit more cautious, which I like that, because the power system here in this world, the rules, everything, a lot of the things we don't know, but everything feels so calculated, makes sense, nothing as pull, at least so far, so to say. With Shen told him, Yuma are different from negators. They're kind of like the very rules themselves, while negators, we have our powers, everything. Yuma are a lot stronger, so it kind of gave me the feel like demons a bit from Chainsaw Man, sort of comparison there. But here Shen even revealed a little bit about it, or something obvious, saying, hey, it activates looking at someone at a distance. Fuko needs to touch somebody, you need to regen only yourself. But Yumas are different. They kind of have like a range, a territory. If you guys remember from Yu Yu Hakusho, the territory powers, they're this big, sort of, so to say, like a force of nature in a way, which I kind of like this. There's something like Hollows here, so it's not probably gonna be like reasoning with them up to this point. But awesome, I love the power system into the world quite a lot here. What I loved about Andy even more, he has this personality just going straight for the obvious thing, but he can also listen to reason. He was instantly, yes, okay, that makes sense, I apologize for this. Not a lot of characters have that capability. Like, you get a lot of characters that just jump straight into danger, and after that, hey, it's whatever. But Andy actually recognized and took to heart what Shen there, even put them into danger and recognized that fact, which I gotta appreciate quite a lot. And here we see that he has some numbers on his stomach, like a countdown until he turns into a zombie, and he's like, oh, okay, this makes sense, I'm just gonna wait for it, which is true. He wants to die, hey, maybe go zombie there. And he actually lets the countdown go down. He starts rotting a bit, at least on his hand, but his power was still working, so it was a continuous effect. He was rotting, he was regening, but it wasn't going away. He wasn't able to remove it or heal it. He was kind of treating the symptoms with his own powers there. Now, here was such a fun scene after this with the zombie girl they found, which kind of made me sad, honestly. There are a lot of people died in this episode, and even more after they humanized the zombie a bit more thanks to this girl, saying he started understanding zombiness. And I forgot about SpongeBob cameo at the start of the episode. Maybe thanks to him being affected, but he started understanding the girl a bit, saying she knows where Spoil is, but she has one final request. She wants to marry him, to have a wedding. She died way before, She got what she wanted, her dream in life. But what I liked was that Andy was okay with it. Let's do it, let's go ahead. I love characters like that. But also he asked if Fuko was okay with it, and she was more than okay with it. She understood the situation. That was such a fun, wholesome moment and comedic moment at the same time. But also Fuko sees something, a kid in a trapdoor. At first I was like, is that kid kind of like the Yuma? Maybe it's gonna be in the form of a kid, but no, later on it's revealed what it is, and probably Shen had the hardest time this episode. Fuko was chilling, she saw that kid, of course, Andy was having fun destroying zombies, and he was kind of having to to keep them in check, both of them. There, because Fuko goes instantly and starts following the kid in a dark underground tunnel, and Shen has to follow her. Everyone says, you and Andy are the same, which, yeah, they are the same and very different at the same time. But also, we see there's a bit of survivors there, because there are a few kids. They still had the countdown of them, so it wasn't spoil, and they were scared, terrified. It made sense. They were worried about, hey, maybe they're working for that creature there. And what I love, the no hesitation for Fuko to prove herself. She instantly stepped into the range. She even got the countdown herself just to hug that kid, to calm all of them down. And even Shen, kind of in a playful way, stepped into the territory there and got the countdown himself, and think of Mui. Mui needs to be protected. Mui, she's such an awesome character also from last episode. But now they're also affected, and that's gonna be interesting, because we know if they actually get transformed, there's no way they're gonna be able to reverse it. Of course, it's probably not gonna happen. I'm curious how this is gonna work out. Maybe when they defeat Spoil, the ones that are partial, maybe they're gonna revert. The ones that are fully zombified, I'm sorry, rip. But here we have we see the wedding. I didn't expect a wedding in a zombie quest mission apocalypse, but the zombie girl in a wedding with Andy the groom, she was more than satisfied just having the wedding. Hey, it's enough, you don't need to go any further. But Andy fully committed to that, and even thanking him, even the crowd in the background, zombies, hey. She was satisfied, and she asked Andy to save his friends and also put them out of their misery and kill that thing. Even though it was a capture mission and she was pointing at the statue, my first thought was, hey, is that the blink statues from Doctor Who? If you know, you know, don't blink. But she was like, I can't refuse my bride. No more capture. Let's go for the kill. And GIGACHAD move again and instantly slashes the statue there, and we get the big reveal with Spoil being this monster, kaiju, hollow kind of thing from Bleach, and starts unleashing this rot cloud. Even inanimate objects were getting affected there. But what I liked, the zombies kind of even tried to protect Andy at the end, so he motivated them, he connected with them, and he starts launching his fist into the bell to direct the bell at Spoil to hit it. So this was the first part of the Spoil quest, so to say. A nice, awesome episode, but I'm having so much fun with the series, and kind of makes me a bit sad. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, watching it, Reddit, Twitter, Discords, everywhere else. I get why this season is so insanely stacked, but and also with it being locked in jail, there not a lot of people have access to it. I present you to embrace the seas, if you get my meaning, if not. But overall, Andy, GIGACHAD, and I can't wait for more Undead Unluck. I'm really curious what you guys think about the series overall and this episode here. Let me know in the comments below, as always. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot. And you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Undead Unluck, watch it, and I'm gonna see you again on the next time. And make sure to check out the podcast. Bye bye.